It's hard to maintain relationships. It was before therapy.
Okay.
It was hard to maintain relationships and marriages because I was so used to being abandoned. I was ready for the abandonment at any cost. When it comes to a woman, at any cost. Because my mom abandoned me and my sister pretty much abandoned me because she was on her own. She's my older sister, because of the fact that, again, she had to see my mom go through all that. So that took her. So having these women abandon me, now expecting to be abandoned, I will fail to fight for what I'm a part of. And also, I would lack emotional intelligence, didn't know how to empathize, wasn't too affectionate because I failed to have that. And we failed to realize that when you are dealing with mother wounds, that it causes an impact on your emotional intelligence. It causes an impact on your self-esteem. And sometimes I recognize that we as men, we look for mothers in our girls.
Yeah.
Not realizing, so you're looking for the wrong thing. You'll never find a mother in your girl. You may find a girl that's a mother, but not your mother. And I recognize some women too, in relationships, they overcompensate as a mother because they lack that mother. And not only that, they make decisions based upon how they feel versus what they were led to do or taught. If I don't have a mother to teach me how to be a mother as a woman, right, then it's hard for me to actually convey that as a mother and to translate that as a mother to my child. Right. I'm following my feelings or what I think I should do versus what I was taught to do. It can cause you to be also, as a female, to be insecure and validated in your own identity as a woman to be able to cater to a man. So now we as men missing out on that total woman because they didn't have nothing to follow. So mother wounds can affect your development. It can affect your social interactions. It can affect your career choices. If you don't deal with mother wounds, as a man, it affects your emotional communication. How to even identify how you feel. Not only that, we will hide our feelings. Instead of conveying where to hurt and how we feel, we act on how we feel. Which comes from murder, which comes from gun violence, comes from wanting to fight. Because when I was a child, I didn't want to talk about how I feel. I wanted to show you how I feel. I didn't know that a lot of my choices I made from my failed marriages was from mother wounds. You choose based upon your trigger sometimes and your traumas.
Yeah, that's real.
And you don't choose based upon discernment and prayer, you know. And then sometimes, watch this, brother, we try to fill in what we're missing with anything, placeholders, but not what God wants us to have. Just to say we have it or jump to the next best thing, to not really face what hurt us, but to get over what hurt us. Wounded people wound people.
True.
We don't recognize that we're wounding people because we're trying to heal ours. Sometimes we as children have this high expectation for what our parents don't have the capacity to render. And I think that when we not pretty much, diminish our expectation, but to understand.
Yeah, well, we humanize them.
There's no manuscript to parenting. There's no book out here to teach you how to parent. Every parent dynamic is different. Every household struggle is different. And we won't get that understanding until we get older. Like, man, my mom really was out here struggling and laboring for us. She did love us. And watch this. Sometimes we as men get caught up in laboring to where we don't have the ability to really be affectionate and show our love to our children. And all we can do is convey what we've been taught. So now how we break that mode, how we break from causing more wounds in our children's life. And even telling our spouses or our significant other how they're carrying a wound and don't know it. Now, should we leave everyone wounded or should we help them heal?
Yeah.
By identifying. We can't identify their wound until we identify ours. What came to me is wounds bring wonders. Sometimes we need to be wounded to see how strong we are, to see how resilient we are, to have substance as an individual, to be able to have a ministry, to relate to others' wounds. David said it was good for me that I may have been afflicted, so I may learn your ways. There's a lesson in wounds. Family can help you become insecure, especially the family that's overprotective. When I'm always at your rescue, trying to make sure that, watch this, overcompensating, that you don't deal with what I dealt with, or go through what I went through, or don't want you to go through no type of situation. When you face adversity and it's out of my hands to help, now guess what? I'll wound you even more because now you're disappointed in me.
And you also don't know how to get out of it.
Exactly.
And you don't know that you're resilient enough to navigate it. So
we lack identity. Yeah. We lack understanding of who we are. We lack the ability to understand our strengths and weaknesses because we've been catered to for so long. If I always brought you a plate, you'll never know how to make your own. So if I'm not around, you'll starve. We want to be belonged to because we don't want to be alone. We'll do things, we'll compromise, we'll please people. And then guess what? It'll break us because we're pleasing them and it displeases us. So those wounds cause us to dumb down ourselves, to be around people who's not even capable to pour into us. But we do it because we just want the company. Listen, when you don't deal with the wounds, bro, it'll cause you to settle in relationships, careers, anything that's available to make you feel better about yourself. You'll settle.
Because you have no direction, no identity, no sense of self.
Because your self-esteem is broken. Because the wounds of a mother's there. There's roots to everything. We don't just do something because we're bad people. We do stuff because there's a root to it.
Yeah.
There's a root cause for everything. People that rob, kill, murder, there's a root cause to them. And a lot of these times, they're not bad people.
Right.
They're not. They just had a bad circumstance that caused them made a bad choice. We as men, black men, always find a reason why we can't move forward because of our past. I said, I will not allow my past to handcuff my future. Will not. And we have to get out of making excuses. Mom wasn't there. Dad wasn't there. No more excuses. Now we have life to make a choice. They made their choice. They made it for themselves and ourselves. So now because we have the power to make a choice, we have to make a choice. Martin Luther King said, if a man wants to be free, he must first look down in the inner parts of himself to sign a self-assertive manhood, his rights of emancipation of proclamation. That's what he said. You got to sign your self-freedom. Nobody responsible for your freedom but you. And so I had to recognize that I'm not going to let the loss of my mother, the absence of my father, to not allow me to be what they produced on earth to be. Y'all did your part. Thank you for having me. There was a gratitude there. Even in the dissatisfaction of their parenting, the gratitude was thank you for having me. Because obviously I was needed on the earth for a reason. And it's my job as a man, boy to a man, to find out what's my purpose on earth. And the reason why we get caught up in pain, because we don't focus on our purpose. We don't pursue and find out our purpose. So we allow pain to distract us and make choices based upon the pain, not based upon the purpose. Women express themselves. Women are they're very emotional. They know how to tell you how they feel when they feel it. But it'd be the black men who hasn't had that mother to teach us how to express ourselves. It keeps us in that box. So now we can't testify according to what we've been through. And so now all the black men or the men in general are seen as the ones that only do the cheating. So now there's no one talking about how women cheat too.
I've said this before and I'll say it every single time. I promise you I'm not lying. I never thought women cheated, bro.
Started in the garden. She committed adultery. She was intimate with the serpent.
Bro.
He caused her to turn against her own God and her husband. He beguiled her, she beguiled him. It started in the garden. Deception started in the garden.
I never thought a woman cheated because I had never heard about it. And so when it happened to me, I was shocked. Not only shocked that it happened to me, but shocked that a woman cheated.
Because we men are too prideful to say that, we was cheating on. Because we supposed to be this, I'm that guy, you know?
Yeah.
And I put it down. Ain't nobody gonna cheat on me. We want to keep that image, so we hide it. Many people think that they're healed because they distracted the pain. You didn't forgive it. And because you didn't forgive it, guess what? You're gonna always be triggered. When you forgive and you see something that's like it, okay, it's fine. Jesus said, forgive them for they know not what they do. Mom, I forgive you because you didn't even know that your abandonment really redirected me to my purpose. I forgive you because you choosing your desires for life to die from your desires have caused me to be in the hands of spiritual people. All things work together for the good of them that love the Lord. And I'll be called. It may not feel good while it's working, but it works for your good. Some things in life that feels like it's a hardship to us, it's really a helpship. Thank you. Sometimes you got to say thank you to the wound. You grew me up. Thank you. Thank you for leaving me. You made me go to God more. We have to pray with acknowledge who God is, forgiving, asking him for our daily provision, and thanking him. And you thank him even if he didn't do it yet. Black man, I know you're struggling, but I want you to find the strength from the struggle. Every struggle produces a strength that causes you to overcome the next struggle. The struggle is never designed to destroy you, but to strengthen you. But you can't focus too much on the struggle that you forget your purpose. And sometimes when you're bound by purpose, you're always going to struggle to fulfill it. So it's your choice and it's your mindset that causes you to overcome, watch this, the perception of the struggle and look at the purpose of your life. It's purpose over perception. You choose. Are you struggling because the people are watching you struggle? Or are you struggling because you don't have the strength to overcome? It's your responsibility to identify what's really the struggle. Because oftentimes we struggle really mentally because we see people watching us go through. That's the most majority of times the struggle. But you have to be delivered from perception in order to overcome the struggle. Let people see you struggle. Because watch this, they'll then see your strength. So then you could be a testament of how to overcome, how to be resilient, and how to endure. Black man, you got this. You cannot die in the struggle. You got to live through the struggle to see the strength that you carry. Be blessed, black man.